On the news, Tinubu commends NNPCL for reopening of Warri Refinery, assures of his administration's comprehensive plan to ensure energy efficiency and security. Rivers State Governor Fubara presents 2025 budget to Oko Jumbo-led Assembly. And Lagos government appeals acquittal to state-based doctor in alleged defilement case. Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Adigun. President Bola Tinubu has expressed profound delight at the reopening of the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. During a tour of the facility on Monday, December 30, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPCL revealed that 60% of the 125,000 barrels per day production draws down to 75 barrels of crude oil per day being processed by the facility. According to him, the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company will focus on producing and storing critical products, including straight-run kerosene, automotive gas oil, and heavy and light naphtha. Reacting to this development in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Bayo Ononuga, the President described the development as another remarkable achievement in 2024 that has strengthened Nigeria's hope in his administration. He praised the Mele Kyari-led management of the NNPCL for working hard to restore Nigeria's glory and pride as a major oil-producing country. President Tinubu enjoined NNPCL to accelerate repair work on Kaduna Refinery and the 150,000 barrels per day second refinery in Port Harcourt to consolidate Nigeria's position as a global energy provider. Meanwhile, Nigeria has taken a significant step in bolstering its economic relations with Saudi Arabia with a high-level visit to that country led by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun. In a series of high-level meetings, the Nigerian delegation engaged with key Saudi ministers, including those responsible for finance, energy, economy, and planning, further cementing bilateral cooperation across vital sectors. While briefing State House correspondents, the Finance Minister and his counterparts at the Ministry of Budget and National Planning disclosed the partnership between both nations is poised to yield mutual benefits and propel economic development in the region.
You all know, and we all heard, that Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Agricultural Livestock Investment Company, has just around the 23rd of December increased its investment in Olam by a $1.2 billion additional investment. So it is that type of transaction that Mr. President has taken the steps of stabilizing the Nigerian macroeconomic environment to encourage such and to attract such. And of course, that is an example of the success of the strategy followed by Mr. President.
Saudi Arabia is turning into a wonderland, an amazement, investment, money is flowing. So they appreciate our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is even facing a greater challenge, but yet he took on those reforms. And you can see clear confirmation that we won't stand by this leader because he has done everything humanly possible. He have taken risks that are unusual, and they celebrate his courage and capacity. And I think that is for me, that is a #1 achievement for our country. So all our engagements with Saudi officials demonstrated that confidence, and that we are confident investments will follow, and the relationship will blossom such that our reserves and our economic ties will improve with the kingdom.
A Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has presented the 2025 appropriation bill of 1.19 trillion naira to the Victor Oko Jumbo-led House of Assembly. Presenting the appropriation bill, Fubara said out of the amount, 462 billion naira was projected for recurrent expenditure, while capital expenditure was to go up 678 billion naira. According to Fubara, the 2025 budget is premised on achieving sustainable economic growth, accelerating development, and improving the living standards of the people. The governor also emphasized the importance of providing effective governance, public administration, social investment, and security of lives and property. Fubara urged the lawmakers to consider the 2025 appropriation bill, saying it will empower the state to consolidate its gains, stimulate further investment, and take the state to the next level of economic growth, social progress, and shared prosperity. Well, let's discuss the presentation of the 2025 budget by Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara with legal expert Liberos Oshoma. Thank you very much for joining us as always. And let me start by getting your thoughts on this move by Governor Fubara presenting a budget for 2025 to just the Oko Jumbo-led House of Assembly at this time, replicating his move, during the 2024 budget presentation, having not even represented the 2024 budget as to a full House of Assembly as ordered by the court.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, when we say Uche Jumbo House of Assembly, we don't paint the real picture of the event. A three-member House of Assembly. That's what the man had consistently done. And then also, some people have misrepresented the dictum of Justice Lawal Ways to the extent that when members' seats are declared vacant, that the only remaining members of the House, can validly form a quorum. But in this case, like there's instances I gave somebody else, the penalty for death, when you kill somebody, the penalty for murder is death. When you intentionally kill another, the penalty is death. But that death will have to be pronounced by the courts. You don't take law into your hands. You don't resort to self-help and say, because somebody killed another, and so immediately you're going to crucify that person. You will still need, that person still need to be charged before the court will make a pronouncement that he should die by hanging or by firing squad, as the case may be. So in this case, even if the law says that once you defect, you lose your seat, it is not in the hand of the governor to immediately activate that law and say, I no longer recognize these people. It is the court that will still have to make a pronouncement declaring those seats vacant. And as we speak today, even the judgment of the Rivers State High Court that anybody will rely on, saying that judgment had declared the seats of the Amewule's-led faction vacant, the Court of Appeal nullified that judgment that the High Court does not have jurisdiction to determine that matter. So in as far as the House of Assembly is concerned, the law, as it stands today, recognizes the Amewule-led faction of the State House of Assembly. So anything that the governor is doing with Uche Jumbo House, or whatever any name they want to call it, is a clear illegality. It's a violation of the Constitution and should not be allowed to stand. Anyway, I don't blame him. I blame the House of Assembly that have not been able to, activate its pang to actually, bring down the full weight of the law against the governor. Instead of running to court, asking the court to ask that the governor represents the budget. That's not the business of the court. It is the power of the assembly to activate the instrumentality of the Constitution against the governor when he fails to do, the right thing or fails to comply with the provisions of the law.
What are the repercussions and legal implications of this move, considering that the governor has not yet represented the 2024 budget that is still, hanging where it is, like we mentioned earlier?
It is an impeachable offense. It means that there is no appropriation law in this, as far as the state is concerned. The governor is an emperor. He's spending money without appropriation. He's because a house validly constituted had not, passed a law permitting the governor to spend the state funds. So what it means is that the 2024 budget, 2025 budget as it is, are not law in the state. They are expenses at the whims and caprices of Mr. Governor. And so it is an impeachable offense. It is not a matter you go to court to ask the court to, order the governor to represent. No. It is for the House of Assembly to activate the provisions of the Constitution to impeach the governor if need be. We should not, I do not understand why lawyers will be sentimental about this thing. Because if we allow this illegality today, tomorrow somebody else will come and present a budget to one member of a state House of Assembly. What this means, we agree that once you defect from a political party that's elected into office, you lose your seat. But the caveat there is that it is the court that will make that pronouncement, that will pronounce that seat vacant. It is the court, because there are provisions, there are proviso to the Section 109. So all of these shenanigans should not be encouraged for the fact that, it's a governor in opposition and people feel that, yes, he's being, harassed and humiliated by the former governor, does not mean that you should also now encourage illegality on the part of the governor.
We'll wait and see what will happen in the coming days. Legal expert Liberos Oshoma, thank you very much, sir, for your input, as always. Meanwhile, in Lagos, the state government has appealed to the Supreme Court against the Court of Appeal's judgment acquitting medical doctor Femi Olaleye of defiling a minor. The Lagos-based doctor was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by the High Court on 2 counts of defilement and sexual assault of his wife's 16-year-old niece. However, on November 29, the Court of Appeal, Lagos Division, discharged and acquitted the convict, citing errors in the lower court's judgment, describing the evidence provided by the prosecution as tainted and unreliable. On December 27, the Lagos State government filed its notice of appeal at the Supreme Court against the Court of Appeal's decision. In the filing, signed by Babajide Martins, Director of Public Prosecutions, Lagos State Ministry of Justice, the state government urged the court to set aside the decision of the Court of Appeal and affirm the conviction and sentences of Olaleye by the trial court. And in Plateau State, Governor Caleb Motfwang says his administration has recorded significant strides in security improvements throughout 2024, bringing much-needed relief to residents. Recent reports indicate a marked decline in violent incidents, including attacks by armed groups and communal clashes that had previously plagued the region. Speaking on the improvement, the governor says proactive measures such as increased surveillance, intelligence sharing, and quick response to emergencies were instrumental in achieving the progress seen.
Well, the update on the plateau is that things are getting better. Security-wise, certainly we are better off this year than we were last year. Apart from the fact that the security forces on ground are doing their best, we have also invested a lot in technology. We have been able to do a lot of mobilization of communities. And so there is a lot of consciousness, that has kept people aware. And it hasn't been 100%. There have been a few incidences here and there. But on the whole, I can tell you that things are getting better. Well, with the support of Mr. President, I can assure you that we're not going to take our foot off the pedal. We're going to make sure that we cross the T's, dot the I's as far as security is concerned, and make sure that we make it more difficult for criminality to take place within our borders. And so what we are doing is to assure people, give confidence to Nigerians, particularly those who want to come and invest in the plateau. I want to tell them that the climate is right, the environment is good, and I believe that 2025 will be a better year.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a 48-year-old businessman while attempting to board an Air France Flight 844 from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, to Paris, France, for ingesting 74 wraps of heroin and cocaine. Orizu was arrested on Sunday, December 22, 2024, after a body scan revealed the drugs concealed within his body. The successful interception marks a major burst by the NDLEA, among other interceptions in the past week. TV360's Okwayemi Owosheni has more on the story.
According to the Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, Femi Babafemi, Orizu was arrested at the boarding gate of the Abuja airport on December 22nd during the outward clearance of passengers on Air France. Babafemi said when the suspect was pulled aside for a scan, he turned down the request citing his medical condition. He was, however, held for observation, during which he excreted a total of 74 wraps of the Class A drugs over 7 days. On December 24, 2024, operatives of the NDLEA Marine Command intercepted 2 boats loaded with 1,960 kilograms of Ghanaian loud, a potent strain of cannabis at Eleko Beach in Lekki. 6 foreign nationals, including 2 Ghanaians and 4 Beninese, were arrested during the operation. In Katsina State, a suspect, Ibrahim Shaibu, was arrested in possession of 40 album-sized parcels of compressed cannabis sativa, weighing for 35 kilograms on Christmas Day at Central Motor Park, Katsina. While another suspect, Umar Ahmed, was nabbed along Zaria Malum Fashi Road, Katsina, with 27 parcels of same psychoactive substance weighing 13.5 kilograms on Saturday, December 28, 2024. A 21-year-old suspect, Kosiso Chukwu Ozigbo, was arrested at New Lagos Road, Benin City, Edo State, when the area was raided last Monday by NDLEA operatives. Recovered from the suspects include 32,490 pills of tramadol, 936 bottles of codeine-based syrup, and various quantities of other opioids. While commending the efforts of the officers and men of the Katsina, Edo, and Marine Commands of the agency for their achievement in 2024, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, retired Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, tasked them and their compatriots nationwide to continue to raise the bar in their offensive action against drug barons and cartels with an equal measure of wider sensitization campaigns in the new year. Okoyemi Owosheni, 2360 News, Lagos.
It's time for a short break. Coming up on News Now, U.S. President Biden declares January 9, 2025 National Mourning Day for late Jimmy Carter. Stay with us for details. Welcome back. Let's take you through our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has expressed profound delight at the reopening of the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Reacting to this development in a statement by the special advisor to the President, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu described the development as another remarkable achievement in 2024 that has strengthened Nigeria's hope in his administration. He praised the Mele Kyari-led management of the NNPCL for working hard to restore Nigeria's glory and pride as a major oil-producing country. We also informed you that Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has presented the 2025 appropriation bill of 1.19 trillion naira to the Victor Okojumbo-led House of Assembly on Monday, December 30, 2024. According to Fubara, the 2025 budget is premised on achieving sustainable economic growth, accelerating development, and improving the living standards of the people. Fubara urged lawmakers to consider the 2025 appropriation bill, saying it will empower the state to consolidate its gains, stimulate further investments, and take the state to the next level of economic growth, social progress, and shared prosperity. In case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's time for business news. Joy Uchejim is on standby with the latest. Over to you, Joy.
Thank you, Simi. Welcome to Business News. Now, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has said that Nigeria's recent economic diplomacy efforts in Saudi Arabia have already started yielding tangible benefits, including investments, foreign exchange inflows, and job creation for Nigerians. Edun spoke on Sunday with journalists after a briefing meeting with President Bola Tinubu by the Nigerian government team that recently visited Saudi Arabia on follow-up mission. Highlighting a key achievement, Edun referenced the Saudi Agricultural Livestock Investment Company recent $1.2 billion investment in Olam Agri Holdings Limited, describing it as a testament to President Tinubu's reforms and the stabilization of Nigeria's macroeconomy environment.
What we have brought back is investment. What we have brought back is foreign exchange. What we have brought back is jobs for Nigerians. If you look at the demographics of Saudi Arabia, to the extent that they are investing abroad, they are not going to be exporting their people. They're not like some of the other big populous countries of Asia. So clearly, where they invest, that is jobs for Nigerians. So that's the simplest way I would put it. Of course, the Olam transaction was a long time in the works. It was first discussed, I remember, or we first discussed it at the first business council last year that was held in Saudi Arabia. But once again, the simplest way to put it is that the proof of the pudding is definitely in the eating. And when you see jobs being created, foreign reserves of Nigeria being added to, that is success that all Nigerians can understand, notwithstanding the fact that Mr. President is keen and is committed to reducing inflation, particularly food inflation, making food more affordable and available. We're in the middle of tri-season farming. Every effort is being made to ensure that we have a bountiful dry season harvest. We bring down the price of food, we bring down inflation, the cost of living for the average Nigerian.
We have turned the bend. I think we have taken the top choices. We have seen maybe where we have seen the worst we could see. And not unexpected, that is why social protection was improved. So what we are expecting to see in 25 is better lower inflation, more employment opportunities, more support for businesses, more infrastructure development, more funding of security and better security, and all those priority areas, human capital development, education, health. We are sure to see more in that direction, and the quality of life will get better.
Now we'll go on a short break and return with stock market reports. Welcome back. Nigeria's equities market kicked off the holiday-shortened week on a strong note, climbing by 0.99% by the close of Monday's trading session. The Nigerian Exchange Limited All-Share Index and market cap both rose from the previous week, reaching 103,062 trillion naira. And the Mercure Industries led the charge among gainers, posting a 10% increase in price share, moving from 11 naira to 12 naira, and followed by NIMET International Farm, which also saw a 10% rise in its share price. Now, equities dealers executed 13,778 trades, exchanging over 641 million shares worth more than 15 billion naira. And on the global front, our selected foreign stocks all experienced declines for the third consecutive session on Monday, driven by elevated U.S. Treasury yields, which spoiled profit-taking after a strong year for equities. And in the foreign exchange market, the naira continued to fluctuate against major currencies, with the dollar trading trading at 1,660 naira, and the British pound at 2,130 naira, and the euro at 1,720 naira on the black market. And that wraps up the business and stock market updates. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Joy. And on the foreign scene, the United States President Joe Biden has declared January 9, 2025 as a national day of mourning following the death of former President Jimmy Carter. Carter, who served as the 39th U.S. president, died on Sunday, December 29 at 100 years old, and was the first to become a centenarian. Describing Carter as an extraordinary leader, statesman, and humanitarian, Biden has ordered that flags be displayed at half-staff at the White House, all public buildings and grounds, at all military posts and naval stations, and all naval vessels for a period of 30 days from Carter's death. The president said similar arrangements applied to U.S. representatives in foreign countries at embassies, legations, consular offices, and other facilities abroad, urging Americans and people around the world who share in the grief to honor Carter's memory on the said day. And German security intelligence chiefs faced questioning on Monday about the car ramming attack that killed 5 people and wounded more than 200 at a Christmas market 10 days ago. They were to be quizzed about the possible missed clues and security failures before the December 20 attack in the eastern city of Magdeburg, where police arrested a Saudi psychiatrist, Taleb Abdul-Mohsen Al-Abdul-Mohsen, at the scene. Abdul-Mohsen is the only suspect in the attack, in which a rented BMW sport utility vehicle plowed through the crowd of travelers at high speed, leaving a bloody trail of carnage. According to media reports citing unnamed German security sources, he has in the past been treated for mental illness and tested positive for drug use on the night of his arrest. On sport, Nigeria's home-based Super Eagles have secured their place in the 2025 African Nations Championship after a commanding 3-1 victory over Ghana's Black Galaxies at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo on Saturday. Following a goalless draw in the first leg in Accra, the Eagles B dominated the return fixture with 3 first-half goals. The Eagle B will now compete in the tournament co-hosted by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania from February 1 to 25, 2025, where they will aim to improve on their previous best finish as runners-up in 2018. Still on sport, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has fined the Libyan Football Federation $50,000 and ordered the country to play 2 matches behind closed doors. In a statement on Sunday, CAF charged Libya with misconduct during and after the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON qualification game against the Benin Republic in Tripoli on November 18. Libya's latest sanction comes 3 months after the country was also punished for the treatment of the Nigeria Super Eagles during the AFCON qualification campaign. Well, that's it on News Now. We thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.